Right, well, welcome everyone to this webinar. I'm excited to tell you about this amazing company, eXp, and I think it'll be a good time together. If you have never been on a webinar with me before, you are, of course, welcome to just sit quietly in the background and enjoy the presentation. You don't have to make any comments, but if you would like to ask a question at some point, you're welcome to do so. There is a chat role, I think, on the right-hand side of your screen, which you can use for that purpose. And I'll do my best to get to those questions, if not during the presentation at the end. But otherwise, I trust that you enjoy it. I'm excited to tell you about this amazing company, eXp. If you don't know me personally, that's okay. My name is Steve Johnstone. I have been for the last 20 years a real estate sales trainer, and my speciality has always been lead generation, specifically how to work by referral. I currently run a mentorship program with about 800 agents from around the country who I'm mentoring on a fortnightly basis, excuse me, to go virtual in their businesses. It's called Going Virtual in Real Estate. It's been an amazing journey. We've been going, as I say, for about 8 months. So that's what I do professionally, and I've been privileged to be a sort of integral part of the real estate industry of South Africa for these many years. So the background to eXp is that last year I was approached by an ex-client of mine in Canada who asked me to take a look at a real estate company that would be launching into South Africa later in the year. I had never heard of eXp Realty at the time. As it turns out, they're a US-based real estate company. They're about 11 years old. But because I do get approached a little bit by companies wanting me to promote their stuff to the real estate industry in South Africa, I normally don't get involved with this sort of thing. I normally politely decline these kinds of offers and get on with my day. But in this case, something that I heard about this company did intrigue me. Something about its technology and how that enables it to compensate its agents completely differently, and what that model has meant for its growth. And I will explain a little bit about their growth later today, but it is phenomenal what this company has done. And so I started doing a little bit of homework into this business. And the more I found out about it, the more I was just blown away by this company and their phenomenal model. As I've learned, they are the fastest growing real estate company in history. They have smashed the records set by their predecessors on growth. First of all, Remax, and then Keller Williams came on the scene in the late 2000s and was this kind of global phenomenon. Even in South Africa, became quite successful here. And eXp have come on the scene, and particularly over the last 6 or 7 years, they have smashed every one of those records on growth. They have experienced unprecedented growth. About 7 years ago, they had 500 agents. That number is now at about 48,000 agents, and it's growing at 1,000 agents a week who are now joining eXp. It's like eXp have hit this tipping point, and they are now expanding globally. In the last few months, they have opened in 8 new countries. I think they're open in 15 countries now, South Africa being one of them. We opened towards the end of last year. And all of those countries do represent an opportunity to us, and I'll explain how that works later. Now, the reason that eXp are growing so fast is that they own a piece of technology that I will show you that enables them to be far more profitable than any other real estate business, than the traditional model of real estate. And that, in turn, then allows them to compensate their agents in a far more lucrative way. And as I explain their model to you today, you're going to see that what these guys are doing is a complete market disruption. It's like the Uber of the taxi industry. It's like the Airbnb of the hotel industry. So is eXp in the real estate industry, a completely different paradigm of how to run a real estate business and how the agents within that business get compensated for what they do. So eXp was founded in 2009 by a tech genius named Glenn Sanford. He's a Canadian. He had built a $60 million real estate business himself by connecting with clients online. And I remember this is 2009. So this is 1 year after the first iPhone had been launched. Okay, so back in those days, there's no such thing as Zoom. There's no such thing as webinars or anything like that. But Glenn Sanford believed that the traditional brick and mortar model of real estate was unnecessary. He believed quite ahead of his time that a multi-office, even national, and as it turns out, international real estate company could have all of its offices, its support staff, its administrative staff in the cloud. Okay, so he believed that the massive cost saving that would represent to a company, because they would not have to have any offices, that should be passed back to the agents themselves. And he believed that a real estate company should be owned by the agents. Yeah, they should be the shareholders of the company, and they should be compensated not just for the transactions that they do working as estate agents, but also for building the company based on their level of contribution. So eXp now has over 600 full-time employees who all work in an avatar world. Okay, it's a little bit of a mind blow when you see this thing for the first time. There is an avatar world. So when you first come into this world, you create a little avatar for yourself. You can make yourself look like however you want to, and then you enter this avatar world and you walk around. And inside this avatar world are offices and training facilities and auditoriums and boardrooms and informal meeting areas, coffee stations, and you can even go to the beach. You can even play a game of soccer with other eXp agents in this avatar world. It is incredible. And this is the great market disruptor. Just think about this. This company has got 48,000 agents. They have got over 600 full-time staff. In South Africa, we have 7 full-time employees. We have our own offices within eXp World as eXp South Africa. This company operates in, I think it's 15 countries now and growing. They have a market cap of about $7 billion US, having listed their company on the Nasdaq Stock Exchange a few years ago. They've got one of the fastest growing shares on the Nasdaq. Okay, now just think of all of that I've just listed, and they don't own one office. Just think about that. Do you know how profitable that makes them when you compare the traditional brick and mortar or franchise model of real estate? Look at any other company that has got 48,000 agents and see how many offices they have around the world and the expense of all that. Now, why is that important for you? That's important for you because what this profitability means is that they can compensate you as an agent far better. That is exactly what this company are doing. Okay, so before we get into a little video, I'm going to show you a video in a second by a guy called Brent Cove. He is a very important guy to listen to, and I'll explain why in a second. And he is going to show us, teach us what the eXp model is. Okay, as he's going to explain, there are 4 pillars to this model that make it so compelling for us as agents. And I'm going to play the video while he explains that to you. But just before we do that, there's 3 points that I want to make to you in advance. First of all, just be kind to yourself for the next hour. Okay, Brent's video is about half an hour. I will then get up and I will correct a couple of the numbers that he quotes because the revenue share numbers in particular have changed since Brent recorded this video for us. And I'll wrap up what he said. I'm going to try to make sure from my perspective that you understand these 4 pillars of benefit so that you can make an informed decision about whether or not this is an opportunity for you. When I say to you, be kind to yourself, what I mean is this. Please don't get into answering your phone and checking your email and get into conversations with people around you and checking Facebook. Just give yourself the next 60 minutes to work on your life, on your career, on your opportunity. Just give yourself this time. If you get distracted, you might miss something that could genuinely change your life. So please just give yourself this time. Be kind to yourself. When I say I want you to make an informed decision, my purpose for this webinar is singular. I'm not trying to convince you to do something. I'm not trying to woo you in the sense of taking you out for lunch and whining and dining you to get you to join us. That's not the heart behind this. The heart behind this, and hopefully this comes across in how we have structured this webinar, is that we just want to educate you about what this company is doing. We want you to see it in the full light of understanding the model, so that you can make an informed decision about whether this is something that is good for you, for your future, for your family. And to me, that's what everybody should encourage. Yes, if you join eXp, it means leaving where you currently are. And in some senses, I'm sorry that has to be the case. We're not wanting to compete unfairly with other people. But the point is, let's just give you the information so that you, as a mature adult, can make your own decision about what is best for you. And that is all that we're interested in here today. So in an effort to make that happen, after today's webinar, you are going to get an email from me. Okay. What happens is this system generates an email automatically when you have logged into the webinar today. It's going to use the email address that you used, and it's going to send you an email from me. That email has got, I think it's 5 little bullet points in it with resources for you to go and do some more homework. We want you to do more homework. You must do your due diligence on this thing, as I did. It took me a while of a lot of careful research before I decided, man, this thing is incredible. And I decided to join. We want you to do the same. So where can you start? Well, I've given you a couple of links in there. I've given you the PowerPoint presentation, which is, I'm not using all the slides today, but the official slide deck of eXp South Africa. So there's lots of information in there. Go and check it out. One of the links is a YouTube video of this guy, Gene Frederick. So that's the point I've got on the slide there. Watch the Gene Frederick presentation. This was one of the presentations that I came across that really made sense to me. This helped me. Okay, who's Gene Frederick? Corporate guy in the States, very successful guy. He was he's an accountant. He was the financial director of a big US corporation named Texas Instruments. And he left the corporate world, went into real estate, purchased a bunch of Keller Williams franchises when it was a small business. He got involved. And he ended up owning 5 of the biggest Keller Williamses in America. So he owned Keller Williams Hawaii for the whole island. He owned Keller Williams Cupertino, which is where Apple's head offices are, and 3 others. And then he owned the rights to the Northern California region for Keller Williams. He was one of the senior leaders of Keller Williams in America, and he became a very high-profile figure in the real estate industry in the States. And so when Glenn Sanford, the founder of eXp, remember that kind of techie guy, when he wanted to get this new concept, this new paradigm shift idea of his off the ground, he approached Gene Frederick because Gene was well known in the industry. And he showed Gene his idea. And I always laugh at this because I can just picture it in my mind. Gene says after Glenn Sanford had showed him the model, he said 2 things to Glenn. He said, Glenn, I got 2 things to say to you. First of all, you need to get someone else to do this presentation. I always thought that's so funny because I can just imagine this like really geeky, techie guy, which is what Glenn is like if you go and see videos of him on YouTube. And you can just see like Gene Frederick saying, man, you need to get someone else to do this. And then the second thing he said to him is, you have just invented the Netflix of real estate. This is going to change the industry completely. And Gene sold all 5 of his Keller Williams franchises and he moved across to eXp. And the rest is history. He has built an absolutely enormous eXp business. So what this presentation is it's a talk that he gave in a hotel room somewhere that I came across, where from a purely business perspective, from a very experienced guy in real estate, he talks about why eXp is the future of real estate. And we are currently seeing that unfold. I mean, this company is taking over the world of real estate. Okay, so go and watch that. Just do your homework is, I guess, what I'm saying to you. And then lastly, base your decision on the first 3 pillars of benefit. When I say that, what I mean is, okay, so this will make more sense to you as we get through the presentation, obviously, once you've seen the 4 pillars. The first 3 pillars pertain to how eXp provides value to you as an estate agent, working as an estate agent. So if those 3 pillars of benefit make sense to you, if they provide a compelling reason to move from where you are to eXp, then it makes sense that the 4th pillar becomes exciting. What is the 4th pillar? Well, as you're going to see, that is a revenue sharing model whereby you are incentivized to help grow the company. And if you introduce eXp to other estate agents, which you may have done already for your current business, how many people have you referred to have a conversation with your principal so that they can join the company? Well, if you do that with eXp, you get heavily incentivized and you can build up a significant passive income through the years so that you have an exit plan for your real estate career. So at the moment, do you have an exit plan? What will allow you to retire in 5 years' time that you're currently doing? For most estate agents, they don't have an answer to that question. Well, that's what eXp provides you with. But that 4th pillar only makes sense from an integrity point of view if you genuinely believe the first 3 pillars provide a compelling model for estate agents to come and work with eXp. Okay, so I hope that point is clear. That way we are introducing this to others from a place of integrity, where we really believe we're doing what is right for people. Okay, so Brent Cove, we're going to get into his little explanation of the model now, which I'm sure you're excited to learn about. So who's Brent Cove? Brent won't tell you this on the video, but I'll tell you this because I know him personally. He was the top-selling RE/MAX agent in America. Think about that. You don't become the top-selling RE/MAX agent in America by being an idiot, okay? Now, he's American. He's like the Energizer Bunny. Just get past that, okay? This is a very, very successful man. He built a $100 million real estate team. He was with, first of all, with RE/MAX. He then moved to Keller Williams in 2008. After 12 years with RE/MAX, this is not a guy who bounced around. In 2008, with the global crisis, he moved across to Keller Williams because there was chaos in the industry. He said, well, let me take the opportunity to go and check out this new company, see if it's all it's cracked up to be. He joined Keller Williams. He loved his time at Keller Williams. He said it was an amazing business. He said he would never leave Keller Williams. The training was awesome. It was just a great experience. But one day, a lady named Sheila Fejerin, who, if you join my team, we're building a great team in South Africa, by the way, lots of agents joining, and we are building a team, a culture here. One of the people we look to for guidance is this lady called Sheila Fejerin and Brent. And Sheila gave Brent a call a few years back and said, this was about 5 years ago, and said to him, Brent, I want you to take a look at something with me. And Brent said, okay, look, I'm really happy where I am, but okay, I'll have a look. And he said within the first 20 minutes of seeing what you are about to see him do, within the first 20 minutes, he knew he had to move. And so he moved across. I think Brent has about 14,000 agents in his eXp business now. And as you see the revenue share model later, you're going to realize that is just an astronomical income that he earns on that now. He still runs a $100 million team. He is a practicing estate agent himself. And so here's a guy that knows your world but can speak from a place of experience and success. Now, he's going to explain the model to us now, okay? And then I'm going to jump up afterwards and just wrap things up at the end. So enjoy the presentation by Brent, and then I'll see you at the end of it. So here we go. Brent Cove, the model explained.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brent Cove, and of course, I'm here to talk to you about eXp South Africa. Everyone's so excited, and we are thrilled to have you with us today. Now, before I get going on the model and eXp and what's happening with the fastest growing real estate model the world has ever seen, I want to talk to you a little bit about my background. I promise to be super fast. I've been in real estate for 24 years. My first 12 years were at Remax. Then I spent 8 years at Keller Williams. And honestly, I loved both companies, had a very positive experience. And then 4 years ago, got a friend of mine who asked me to take a look at this new model for real estate, eXp Realty. Back then, it was a small company with 1,200 agents. Today, we're a $4 billion company, shattering all the records of our predecessors, Remax and Keller Williams, cutting their growth rates in half. So what is it everyone's so excited about? Well, let's get started. Welcome to eXp South Africa. Now, eXp was founded by a Canadian, Glenn Sanford. Everyone loves Canadians, and Glenn is one of those special people. He created a company that nobody else created. He was like an Elon Musk, a Richard Branson, a Steve Jobs. Every once in a while, that kind of a special human being comes along and can just not only conceptualize an idea, but execute on that idea. And of course, Glenn did, and enter eXp. Now, what he did is he came up with a cloud-based brokerage, and we're launching it here in South Africa after great success in many other markets worldwide. Today, of course, we're a $4 billion company. So what is eXp all about? Well, of course, we're about selling real estate. And we have our main broker for the country of South Africa, Mr. Andrew Thompson. Amazing. Our regional finance manager, Mark Luker, he's an amazing guy as well, and a bunch of wonderful support folks helping you launch here in South Africa. Now, I won't kid you, we're pioneering at this time. You're part of the beginning, but there are great rewards for people who are first to market. In fact, let's talk about that. Netflix was first to market, and they dislodged a $5 billion, 800-pound gorilla called Blockbuster. We all went to Blockbuster. I'm sure you did too. And now we just point and click, get what we want through Netflix. Look at Amazon. There was a period where it's like, oh, they'll never make it. They're not sustainable. Now they're the largest employer in the world, the most successful company the world has ever seen. Even Tony, and this is what eXp is in this cloud-based space. And then we got eXp going up against traditional brokerages. But even Tony Robbins noticed, and there's Tony right there, that the Hilton Corporation, having been around for over 100 years and creating an $18 billion valuation, here comes Airbnb. In fact, I love the name Airbnb. It's been around for only 10 years, valued at $31 billion. And they don't even own a building. It's incredible. And so what is eXp? What is this cloud campus environment? It's like any university. It's like any college campus. It's a place that houses hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of eXp staff, technology departments, accounting, brokerage operations, marketing, everything you need for a real estate company, but it's in the cloud. And the agents don't have to pay desk fees. You can work from anywhere. And we choose to work with Regus. The whole office hub, open space, being collaborative is the rage worldwide. Now, next, what eXp is doing is we're a tech company. We're bringing tech tools that are amazing, cutting edge. One of our tech tools, a CRM, a cutting edge contact relationship manager, a retention tool to help you keep track of your clients, to do prospecting and lead tracking and template brochures and emails and calendars and tasks, and it's state of the art. You're going to love it. Can't wait to show that more to you. It's one of the things we bring. Now, the other thing eXp is huge on is learning. We are a learning-based company. We believe in being a student of life. You want to make it big in real estate? One of the reasons I became very successful, one of the top agents at Remax and Keller Williams, because I'm learning-based. I'm a student. I'm always asking questions. And we believe so strongly that we created eXp University. And in the university, we have cloud classes. We have anywhere from at least 20 live hours a week, sometimes 30, 40 live hours a week of content. You literally can raise your hand, interrupt the instructor and say, hey, I have a question. Now he or she may say, hey, we're going to hold all questions to the end of class today, but it is truly a university with over 20 live, not recorded, the live hours. You can stick around after class, ask the questions to the instructor about how do I get more listings? How do I get more buyers? How do I get more buyers into contract? How do I do social media marketing? How do I do contracts? I have questions about disclosure. Whatever it is, we have it all there in the cloud. It's in the cloud and it's live in person. Here's an example of one we recently did. We had about 500 people in the room. This particular event, it was all about lead generation and using technology to capture buyer and seller leads. Here's another one we did. If you look to the left, there's a panel up there of top superstars from RE/MAX and Keller Williams and Coldwell Banker and Independence. All those people sell hundreds of homes a year each. They all just joined eXp Realty. So we put them up on a panel and said, why? And what do you see the value is in this company? Now, a little bit about eXp World Holdings. Essentially, our eXp World Holdings owns mortgage companies, title companies, real estate companies, home warranty companies, on all the ancillary services. So that they give out what we call equity opportunities. In other words, you get to own a piece of the company you work at. You got to understand that's a big deal. I worked at RE/MAX for 12 years and had nothing to show for it. Most of the agents walk out there with no equity. It's like a buyer. We say, please buy a home. Get some equity for yourself, some self-respect. And then the people who rent a home for 20 years were like, shake our heads. Yet I did that. I spent 20 years 12 years at RE/MAX, 8 years at Keller Williams, and I had no equity. So at eXp, we're going to give you what we call equity awards. When you close your first home and it records, you're going to get an equity award, stock award. When you cap at eXp, and we'll go over the cap a little bit, you're going to get more stock in our company. When you refer an agent to eXp, you enroll an agent, you tell them how much you like it, and they join, you get more stock. In fact, the more people you tell about eXp, the more stock and equity you get. I spent 20 years at RE/MAX and Keller Williams, referred hundreds of people to both companies, and didn't have a whole lot to show for it. So eXp, they monetize that. They think that's valuable. Finally, you have an agent equity program where you could take 5% of your commission. Now, this is optional. You don't have to do it. But 5% of your commission, and you can purchase our stock at a 10% discount. Now, I started doing this 4 years ago, and the stock was $2.90 a share. Today, it was trading at $58 a share. Back then, the company wasn't even worth $100 million. Today, it's worth over $4 billion market cap. They called me crazy. Now, they call me for advice. And so I tell you what, it's scary when you do something new and this and that, but let me tell you what, eXp makes sense by the numbers. So let's get into some more numbers. We have what we call an icon award. And this is where our cap at eXp is 150,000 Rand. And so once you pay in 150,000 Rand to eXp, you go to a 100% split. The split is 75-25, just like everybody else. But once you pay in 150,000 Rand, we move you to a 100% split. Pretty cool. And check this out. When you cap and you earn 5 million Rand, which in a lot of areas means you're selling approximately 33 homes a year if you do the math. Now, if you're in an outlying area where home prices are low, you'll have to sell more. If you're in a very high-end area, it may be less. But if you have an annual gross commission income of 5 million Rand and you cap it, of course you're going to cap, you're going to actually earn your cap back in the form of stock. We give you 150,000 Rand worth of stock. Pretty cool. So what did it really cost you to be eXp? Not much. It's pretty cool. Now, the next thing is we do revenue sharing. And this is what sets our company apart. Now, for years, I had friends working at Century 21, other friends working at Better Homes, Sotheby's, Christie's, Coldwell Banker, RE/MAX, and people would refer people and they wouldn't earn anything, and all the revenue would go to those international multi-billion-dollar real estate corporations, and they would keep all the money. Well, at eXp South Africa, if you look at the scale here, tier 1 at the top, if you refer one person, the dollar amounts in the middle there, that middle dollar amounts, if you add up those amounts, they add up to 150,000 Rand. So what our founder did, Glenn Sanford, is he broke them up into bite-sized rewards. You refer one person, you get 26,250 Rand. It's pretty cool. And someone asked me, or am I limited to that? I go, no, you can refer 10. And if that person was a capping agent and they paid in 150,000 Rand to the company, that's why it says up to, then you will receive 26,250. What happens if they only do half a cap, like 75,000 Rand? Then you get half of 26,250. What if they do a quarter cap, like a quarter of 150,000 Rand? Then you get a quarter of the reward, 26,250. The way it works is every month there's a closing. On the following month, the 22nd, eXp pays out what we call revenue share. eXp South Africa. It's very exciting. So now everyone they tell, that's what's called tier 2. And anyone they tell, you get 30,000 Rand. Now, the way you qualify is in the right-hand column. You must refer 5 agents who sell at least 1 home every 6 months in South Africa, 5 agents who sell 2 homes a year, 1 home every 6 months. Kind of a low standard, but it's a standard. So if you refer 5 agents who sell at least 1 home every 6 months, then it'll unlock tier 2. If you refer 10 people to eXp South Africa, it'll unlock tier 3, 15, 20, 25. It grows in increments of 5 until you get to tier 6. That unlocks tier after tier after tier. Then there's a jump of 15 to 40 to unlock tier 7. But tier 7 pays 37,500 Rand per agent on that tier, unlimited, as it is on every tier. Pretty awesome. So let me kind of show you how this works. Here we go. Let me give you a 5-year example or a 5-year possibility. By the way, I did what you're going to see in 6 months. Doesn't have to take 5 years, but I'm going to be conservative. It says it takes you 5 years. So if you look at the example here, let's say that you tell 10 agents this year. And remember, you're getting 26,200. Look at the top of the scale there. Tier 1 at the top, 26,250 Rand. So if you tell 10 people, and you multiply that times 26,250 Rand, you get 262,500 in Rand every year. And if those 10 people stay with eXp South Africa next year, you get it again. And if they stay a third and a fourth and a fifth year, you get it a third and a fourth and a fifth year. This is like you selling homes 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, and you're still getting paid today. Now, we all know that's not going to work. You're paid to produce escrows. You put buyers in escrow. You put sellers in escrow. You get paid. It's over. You have to continue to rinse, wash, and repeat. You have to continue the process. Not here, because you now own a company with eXp South Africa. So if you tell 10, you're getting 26,250 Rand per person a year if they're a capping agent. So make sure that they're an agent who sells real estate. Obviously, if you started a company and you tell 10 people who don't sell it all, you would get nothing, and you'll also get nothing in eXp. You need agents who sell real estate. Again, capping agents are ideal, but it can be less. Now, let's say you help those 10 agents tell 10, and in the next 5 years. So you tell 10 this year, then they each tell 2 people a year for 5 years. 2 times 5 is 10. So if they all did that, you'd have 10 agents who told 10. That would be 100 agents on tier 2. Now, again, I told 10 in the first 2 weeks, and they all told 10 within 6 months. So I did this 5-year example in 6 months. It does not have to take 5 years. But what's wrong if it took 5 years? Because look at this. If you have 100 people on tier 2 who are cappers, how much do you get per person? 30,000 Rand a year per person. So when you multiply that times 100, that's 3 million Rand a year, plus your 262,500 Rand for the people you personally told. That's a total of 3,262,500 a year, and you get it each year as long as those people stay with the company. Well, guess what? The next year, mine quadrupled, almost grew 5 times. So that number grew accordingly. Now, this is just with you telling 10 agents. What if you told 20? What if you told 30? What if you told 40? What if you told 80? If you and I were to start a real estate company together, the first thing we would do is recruit agents. And if we had 4 or 5 agents, we'd be a little boutique company. And then 2 years later, we have 40 or 50 agents, we're a bigger boutique company. Maybe 2, 3, 4 years after that, we have 3, 4, 500 agents. We're no longer a boutique company. We're a company to be dealt with in, say, Johannesburg. You got 500 agents, you've kind of arrived. This is all that is. We're attracting agents to our company that are learning-based, want to give back, and I'll talk about that, want to be have a seat at the table of ownership. This is an agent-owned company, so to speak, through the stock. The more you sell, the more agents you refer, the more sales metrics you hit, the more stock you are constantly awarded to our company. If that sort of thing appeals to you, owning a piece of the company you work at, then welcome to eXp. Now, what I want to show you is our expansion. We're already in the United States, we're in Canada, we're in Australia and the UK. This year, like today as I'm making this, we are opening South Africa, like today, pretty exciting. And then we're also opening France and India, and we're opening Mexico and Portugal. Pretty exciting stuff. And you're just right there wherever you are in South Africa. But as you tell people in other parts of South Africa, they'll have friends in Canada. They'll have friends possibly in Portugal or France or India, Australia, the UK. And your business will grow out of South Africa. And you will be paid revenue share on home sales throughout the UK. I am throughout Australia. I am throughout South Africa. You get the idea. Now, we run the whole world. It's a cloud campus through Virbela. Virbela is one of the most successful companies online. Look them up. They're a Cinderella success company. When COVID-19 hit, eXp didn't blink. Like I said, they call you crazy, and then they call you for advice. Well, we have a world that houses hundreds and hundreds of employees, and we didn't pay any commercial leases. We didn't have to heat and cool it. We didn't have to insure it. No one's going to trip. There's no trip hazard in a virtual world. We didn't have to add coffee, janitorial. We didn't have to do TIs, tenant improvements. We didn't have to buy furniture. We didn't have to sign copier leases or computer leases or phone system leases. Need I go on? Staff it with employees. This is a beautiful world, and the overhead is very low. That's why we could share revenues. Is it working? We went from zero to a $4 billion market cap in 10 years. It's working, and you get to be a part of it. Super excited. We also have Facebook groups that called Workplace in Facebook, and you could post new listings. Buyers need a property here, there. Super collaborative. You will absolutely love it. This is proved to be a great success. And everyone's like, well, what kind of marketing does eXp have? The same kind of marketing your current company has. Beautiful brochures for your listings, wonderful business cards and digital flyers, as you could see. Just great stuff. You're going to love it. Bottom line, join the company everyone's talking about, the Amazon of real estate. We have arrived. That's what we're being called, So what kind of growth? Well, it was 1,300 agents or 1,288 agents about 4 years ago. Today, it is over 36,000 agents. It is exciting what's happening. Now, we got to 36,000 agents without missing a beat, and we've hit $4 billion, and we're highly profit, what's called net profitability. Wall Street, the different stock markets worldwide love us. Wait till we hit 100,000 in the next year and a half, 2-3 years. When we have 100,000 agents, economy scales kick it even more. Profitability goes through the roof. And then the stock, well, it'll do what you might expect it to do. I'm not going to say what it's going to do, but I've just watched it grow from $2.90 a share to $8 a share. People are like, do you think it'll ever reach 20? Today, we're trading at $58 a share. And you go, do you think it'll ever reach? I think it's going to be pretty awesome, and I'm so excited to be a part of this company. Almost every other day I get a text from somebody saying, I just became a millionaire through the EXPI stock. Not unusual at all, but the company's been around for 10 years, not 10 weeks or 10 months. Now, it's brand new to South Africa, and again, being first to market is a big deal. Uber was first to market. They were uber successful. Travelocity and the online, your travel agents are gone. They've been replaced by online. You buy your airfare online, your hotels, your rental cars. Being first to market, Facebook, Google, Apple, this is a big deal. And now you get to be a part of this because it's in real estate. Now, here's our eXp South Africa model explained. So the bottom line is it's 800 Rand to join one time. It's a one-time fee, 800 Rand to become a part of our company. Then the monthly fees are 800 Rand every month, okay? It's not free to work here. We have expenses, but it's very reasonable, very affordable. Our split is a 75-25 split, just like every top-notch superstar company throughout South Africa. Again, the cap is 150,000 Rand and a very reasonable cap. And then once you cap, you go to a 100% split. So it's 75-25 to you cap at 150,000 Rand paid in, and then you go to 100%. So if you do that in 6 months, you're at 100% split for the last 6 months of the year, and it resets every year. We did it, James, we did it our first month, 6 weeks, and they were at 100% for the rest of the year. Some of you do it very quick. Some of you, it may take you 9 months to cap, but you'll enjoy 3 months at 100%. Everything you close, you keep it all. That's a pretty good deal. We do have a 4% international fee that applies. We take 0.5% of that and we give back to our community here in South Africa for development, for schools, technology for children, sports, and getting involved in the community. We call that our social responsibility, to not just enrich ourselves and do well and prosper and do well in business, but to care about the community we live in. And so that's a really cool thing that eXp does with that 4% international fee. Finally, we have partners, we have third-party participation. Just to name a few, how about ENS Africa? How about PKF Octagon? How about Deloitte, Aon, Standard Bank? I won't read the whole list, but we have all the right partners, and we are super excited about the promise of what the future holds. Really cool. By the way, here's our founder, Glenn Sanford. He's on the stock exchange the day eXp joined the NASDAQ with Cisco, Apple, Intel, PepsiCo, joined the big boards. This was the day. There's our board of directors. And here he is hitting the closing button, shutting down the world financial markets worldwide. It's an honor they give to companies that join the NASDAQ. We're one of the hottest stocks on the NASDAQ today. Very exciting. So as I wrap up today, it's our final slide. I just want to tell you this. eXp South Africa is making history. I mean, you get to be a part of this. It's a big deal. I am so glad that 4 years ago, I had the courage to go, you know what? I'm going to give this a shot. I left Keller Williams, a well-known factor, and joined eXp because I wanted to own a piece of the company I worked at. Today, I've seen it change hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of lives of my friends and colleagues in a positive way I can't even tell you. It's just been so powerful. So really encourage you to join, to be a part, to join this movement, to be a part of a company that is agent-owned, agent-centric. Everyone says they're agent-centric, but how many of them do the agents actually own a piece of the company they work through the stock? So what I want you to do is to go to expsouthafrica.co.za/join, and I want you to apply. You're just applying. It will not move you to eXp, but they'll give you an independent contractors agreement, and it starts the process. But apply and get approved to join, and then when you're ready to join, you could join. But get this part out of the way. It's a part of your due diligence. Also, I want you to do a beta test. I want you to take what you just saw. I want you to share it with your best friend in real estate, 1 or 2 or 3 of them. As a Keller Williams agent, I did 8 of them. I called it the Save Me beta test. I had 8 people watch what you just saw, version very close to that. And guess what? All of them sold franchises, quit full-time jobs as regional managers for Remax, general managers for Berkshire Hathaway, sold multiple franchises, big star agents, every single one of them, 8 for 8, joined me at eXp because I asked them to look at the model, what you just saw, and say, what am I missing? Because who wouldn't want to own your own company? Who wouldn't want stock awards? Who wouldn't want a competitive cap and 100% split? Who wouldn't want all the wonderful benefits that eXp offers? The revenue sharing is crazy today. So take the time, share this with a few people, do what's called a beta test. Go, I want to know what you think. Would you look at the model? It's a new model for real estate. What do you think? And see what they say. I'm so glad I did it, and I would encourage you to do the same. Have a great day, everyone. I look forward to meeting you in one of our next South African meetings for eXp. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Okay, super. Thank you, Brent. And hopefully that made a little bit of sense to you. And I will hopefully bring some more clarity as we close off our time together now. So eXp South Africa, let me start there, is headed up by Andrew Thompson. He's what is called the broker of record for South Africa, essentially the principal of the company in South Africa. And this is one of the benefits that if you join eXp and you build, either you bring a team in with you if you're a team leader, or you build a team of agents, you are not the principal of those agents. You don't take legal responsibility for them, and you don't have to do all of the things that are normally done by a principal for the agents in their team, like organize training and I mean, a host of other things, provide documentation and provide software and all of these things that principals do for their teams. eXp take care of all of that. You don't need a trust account. You don't need a company structure. You don't need offices. Need I go on? So Andrew Thompson is the principal, and he and his team are doing a great job of building the company in South Africa. And it's still early times. We're still pioneering, and that's what is exciting to us, is that this is a ground floor of opportunity. Then there are a number of other staff in the South African team. There's when you onboard, when you join eXp, you will deal closely with the lady at the bottom left, Robin Nell. Robin is our onboarding specialist, and she will make sure that you obviously get onboarded successfully, but also understand the systems and get up and running working as an agent, and there's great support in that regard. Then there's transactional specialists. So when you do a transaction, you deal with either Zayan or Nirai, and any transactional related stuff, you have direct access to them, and you will be dealing with them on a daily basis through your transactions. So great support from the team in South Africa. Okay, the 4 disruptive pillars, let's go through those again. I want to make sure you understand these. Number 1 is this phenomenal tech platform. This is so eXp don't see themselves as a real estate company in the traditional sense of the word. They see themselves as a platform. They provide a platform to enable you to essentially run your own real estate business, but with all of the support and benefits of being with a global company and with a South African agency, so that you don't have to have all the legal stuff in place yourself. The technology platform then includes, in the broader discussion, the split that you get, the monthly fees, etc. So let's just review how the platform works. Okay, so first of all, you pay 800 Rand when you join eXp. That's all it costs to join, and then you pay an 800 Rand per month cloud fee. That gives you access to everything. It gives you access to the training. It gives you access to the listing management system, the CRM system. It gives you access to, obviously, the eXp world, the avatar world, to be able to attend meetings there. It gives you access to the syndications to the portal. So for the 800 Rand a month, you get full access to private property and Property 24. You will load your listings on our CRM system, or our listing management system. It's called REP. I'll show you a screenshot of that in a second. When you've loaded your listings, they syndicate automatically to private property in P24. And I know behind the scenes, Andrew is busy working on a syndication to another, I think it's 37 portals, both local and international, that will make eXp South Africa the most syndicated property company in the country, in the industry in South Africa, which is exciting. Okay, so all of that for 800 Rand a month. You are on now listen carefully, a 71-29 split initially, okay? You begin each year on your anniversary date, which is the day you join eXp. They count 12 months. Within that year, you start on a 71-29 split. Now, why do I say 71? Because it's 75-25. You pay 25 to eXp South Africa. That's like normal. When you work for a normal agency, and normally it's not 75-25. Normally it's sort of 60-40. I get 60%. My company gets 40%. It's exactly the same here. You get 75%. Company gets 25. But then from your 75, you also have to pay a 4% international fee. It's called a transaction fee. That's what the point at the bottom of that slide is. So that's why I'm saying to you, you essentially start on a 71-29 split, and then there are no additional fees over that. Pay $800 a month, and then you get 71%. There's no like, oh, there's a secret 8% franchise fee, and then there's a secret technology fee, and that is it. Once you have paid in 150,000 Rand to eXp South Africa, which is the 25% that you're paying on your transactions. Once that adds up to 150, you then cap, and you don't pay in for the rest of that 12-month period. You don't pay in anything to eXp South Africa. So you essentially are then on a 96% split, which is, I mean, that is unbelievable. So the most you can pay in to eXp South Africa is 150,000 Rand for the year. That's enough for them. Then you keep it all after that. Brilliant system. Okay. The monthly cloud fee, let's just go through this. What do you get for your 800 Rand per month? Obviously, access to eXp World. You get an eXp email address. Obviously, it'll be your first name dot surname at expsouthafrica.co.za. And all the technology tools. You get access to the South African offices and the support staff in the South African world. You get a listing platform, a CRM system. You get syndication to the portals. Oh, yes. You also get Lightstone membership. That's all included in your 800 Rand a month. You don't pay for additional clicks. That's another common question. Do I pay for my clicks and my leads? No. It's like a single membership that we have negotiated as a global superpower in real estate coming into South Africa. They've got this negotiating clout that they bring to the table. So it's $800 a month, unlimited clicks, and Lightstone membership. And then you get the CRM system produces endless like brochures and a wish list, matching wish list technology, or what's the word I'm looking for? A functionality. So you get a one-page website which collates your listings. You can create lists of listings, even other agents within eXp, their listings, and then you'll issue a cooperation request to those through our system. So there's just so much to the technology of this company. It's phenomenal. You get access to all of the training through eXp University, which I'll show you in a second. And then you get access to the workplace group. Okay, so this is the listing management system. I'm not going to read through the points there. In the email you get from me, the link to this slide presentation is in there. Not the slide presentation I'm using here. It's the official South Africa one, which has got more slides than what I'm showing you. And this is one of them. So you can go and read through this yourself. So that's the CRM system and the listing management system. It's called REP, and that's what we work with. Okay, so I want to show you a little video. I'll just show you 1 minute of how this avatar world works and what the support is like. Okay, I had a problem with my email address. Like I couldn't get it working on my Mac. I didn't know what the settings were. And so is there help? Yes, you just go into eXp World. You go to the tech department. You take a ticket. Within 2 minutes, I was then ushered in because I was next in line. And I was met by this guy, Landon Cox. He's sitting in America somewhere. And I'm going to play you the little video now of that interaction so that you get an idea of what this world looks like. Okay, so here's this little video. Yeah, that dude there, Landon Cox, he's the guy that's busy helping me. He didn't have the answer for my question, so he's gone to speak to his tech support manager there, Melissa. And he is going to walk back over here to our table at some point and hopefully answer my question. Oh, here he comes.
Okay, did a bit of digging around.
All right.
And it looks like the instructions we have that are for UK emails are the same for South African.
Okay, great.
So what I'll do is I'll give you the instructions for the setup in Outlook. And what email app are you using exactly?
Yeah, I'm on a Mac, so I'm using the Mail app on Mac.
Gotcha. So they're not instructions for the Mail app, but they have the port settings that you're going to need.
Okay.
Boom, there we go. I just put it into the private volume.
All right, I got it.
And
okay, so that was, he put that little document in there. I clicked it, I opened it, boom, it answered my question. My email was working in a couple of minutes. So I think what coronavirus did was it broke this obsession that we have that everything has got to be done in person. Now, I do believe in the physical gathering together of people. That's a long story and speech that I can give, but I won't. Just the point being that so much can be done in an avatar-based virtual world like this. It is phenomenal. Okay, Workplace. So Workplace is our Facebook. Workplace is a Facebook application, but for internal company communication. eXp is one of the biggest workplace profiles in the world, and you can network with absolutely any eXp agent in the world. There are groups you can join, both local groups, international groups, and you can have constant communication with other eXp agents. Now, I want you to just listen to this. Why is eXp such a collaborative company? The sense of community and collaboration and referral swapping is unprecedented. Why? Here's why. Every eXp agent, as we're going to see in a minute, is a shareholder in the company. You get given shares in the business for doing what you're already doing as an estate agent. You get given thousands of rands worth of shares. Now, as a shareholder, I've already received my first stock awards. Okay, I got given 8,000 rands worth of stock the other day because I'd introduced 2 people to the business and they've each done a transaction. Unbelievable. As a shareholder, what do I want the share price of the company to go up, right? How does the share price of a company go up? When the company does well. And so the more we support each other, the more the company does well, the more the share price rises, the more we make personally. This is what an agent-owned company does. It changes the entire dynamic of the business when the agents own the business. It is phenomenal. Okay, so that's that. Marketing templates. You'll get given templates. We can order all of our hard copy marketing materials from, there's a company called 360 in South Africa. They've got an online store. We got a partnership with them. And you can order boards and banners and cards and folders and whatever you need, golf shirts and caps and whatever you want. It's all available in South Africa through that company. You can use a local printer if you want. If you prefer that, no problem. Okay, so that's the tech platform. More that could be said, but I'll move on. Their technology is unbelievable. Okay, training. Why? Okay, sorry. Back to the tech platform. There's one other point I wanted to make. If you happen to be a small business owner, either just yourself or you've got a small team of agents and you want to keep your brand, okay, you are welcome to do that. You don't have to rebrand as an eXp agent if you don't want to. Now, for most of us, that sort of makes sense to do because we can benefit from the global superpower brand of this thing. But let's say you've built up an amazing little company in your area called, Steve Johnstone Real Estate, and you love the colors and the logo and everybody in the area knows it. You don't want to lose it. You don't have to. All that you do is you add the little logo powered by eXp in the corner. And we can show you examples of companies that are doing that. They keep all of their own brand names. You can even keep your own website and you're just powered by eXp. So again, phenomenal flexibility. Agent-centric. They want to do what is good for you and allow you to do what you want to do. Okay, training. The training is done through this organization or this part of the business called eXp University. And the reason that the training is so good at eXp is they get the top trainers in the world and the top agents in the company to do the training. Now, why does that work? Well, the top award you can get at eXp is called the Icon Award. And that's like any other company that have normally got their sort of platinum club or whatever. To become an Icon agent in South Africa, you've got to do, I think it is, it's 5 million rand gross commission for the year. Okay? So maybe you're in that category. Maybe you're the kind of agent that can do that. But even if you're not, here's how the Icon program works. You do 5 million gross commission in a year. When you've done that, you would have paid in your 150,000 Rand when you were paying your 25%, you would have paid that in a long time ago, and then you would have capped, okay? They take that 150,000 Rand that you've paid in for the year, and they give it back to you in eXp shares. How'd you like to get given 150,000 Rand worth of shares? Okay, and if that had happened to you a year ago, that would now be worth times it by 20. That's what the share price has gone up by. A year ago, times 20, 150,000. What's that? 1.53. That would be worth 3 million Rand today with the shares, if that had happened to you 1 year ago. Okay, but in order to get the 150,000 Rands worth of shares, the Icon agents have to do a certain number of hours training in eXpU. Such a brilliant system, because they are incentivizing the top agents in the world to train the other agents. So you can go into the Icon training series, the Icon agents in America, the Icon agents in the UK, in Australia, in wherever eXp is open in the world. You can just go into eXp World with your little avatar at the time. It might be 9 o'clock at night if it's an American session, and you can go and sit. You can talk to the person. It looks a bit like this when you're in the training. You're in an auditorium. You can go up to the speaker afterwards. You can ask them questions. It is phenomenal. There has never been a company that offers training. I mean, I think there's over 60 hours worth of training per week, and you can just check the schedule out, and you can pick what you want. Okay, I'll attend that, I'll attend that, I'll attend that. And of course, a lot of it is applicable to South Africa, like negotiation skills and listing presentation skills and social media marketing and how to use video better and all of that stuff. Okay, on the training side, if you join our group, now if you're on this webinar, it means that you will join our group because you were probably invited by someone in my team. If you join our group within South Africa, you also get all of my training free. Okay, so I have a 15,000 Rand product called Going Virtual in Real Estate, which is the 8-month mentorship program. All of the webinar replays are in a school, okay? You get access to that. You can go through that entire curriculum, and you get access to my traditional course on how to work by referral, called The Successful Real Estate Agent. That is my flagship course that I've trained for 20 years. You get all of it worth over 15 grand for free when you join my team in eXp. Okay, another great incentive. Well, at least I hope that you would think so. It is very, very good training. Okay, so that's the training side of things. Thirdly, is the stock awards. I won't go into too much detail, but here are some of the stock awards. When you do your first sale at eXp, and this is an annual award, every year you do your first sale for the year, you get given 2,000 Rands worth of shares. What? You're telling me you're going to give me 2,000 Rands worth of eXp NASDAQ listed shares so I can build up a US-based asset, US dollar-based asset through the years with the share price rising, hopefully, just for doing what I'm already doing, just by doing a deal. Yeah, that's exactly what happens. You get given shares for doing what you're already doing. Okay, if you were to cap each year, so you've paid in your 150, they give you another 4,000 Rands worth of shares. Congratulations for capping. Then, if you introduce another agent to eXp and they join, they would be on your first tier. Remember that? Any agent who on their first tier does their first deal, now this is a once-off award, this is not annual, you get 4,000 Rands worth of shares when they do their first deal. So they get 2,000, but you get 4,000. Now, that's what I got given last week. 2 of the agents who've joined me have done their first deal already, and I got 8,000 Rands worth of shares. Thank you very much, eXp. Okay, so there are other ways to get shares, but I'm not going to go into that today. Then fourthly is the revenue share. So if those first 3 pillars make sense to you, a 71-29 split that goes up to a 96% split after you've capped, all the technology, all of the access to the training, all of the share, the stock awards, and all the stuff I've been talking about. If this is a compelling model for you to join as an agent, then it is a no-brainer that you would tell someone else about it. I mean, that's the way human interaction works. When we're excited about something, when we believe in something, we tell other people about it. Hey, you need to check this out. It's amazing. Well, if you do that, you can build up a significant residual income. And I'm encouraging everyone in my team to take a 5-year plan. So over the next 5 years, you're going to introduce, let's say, just 10 agents to eXp. That's 10 quick phone calls. Hey, why don't you join me on Wednesday morning to check out this new model of real estate? What's it about? I don't want to get into it over the phone. It's like giving you a haircut over the phone. Just trust me for now. Join me on this webinar. I'll email you the link. 10 o'clock. Can you attend? Okay, don't try to explain it over the phone. It's just going to sound like a pyramid scheme or something dodgy, which it is not. It is a legitimate revenue sharing model. Okay, so just invite 10 people over the next 5 years. It's like 2 a year. Can you do that? It's not rocket science. If you were to do that, here's what's going to happen. For each of those 10 people, you can earn up to 21,000 Rand per year for each of them. So if there were 10 of them, that would be 210,000 Rand per year if they were each capping agents. Okay, if they don't cap, let's say they half cap, they only pay in their 75,000 for the year. What happens then? Well, you earn half that. You earn 10,500. So it's not all or nothing, which is great. You will earn as they do transactions. So when they do a transaction, you get paid the next month on all of the transactions that were done in your network the previous month. You get paid the next month. So they pay you on a monthly basis, which is great. Okay, if that person, however, introduces some people, okay, those people are then on your second tier. Well, you're going to earn more on your second tier, 24,000 Rand per person per year if they're capping agents on your second tier. And the way it goes down the tiers is this. On your first tier, you earn up to 21,000 on each agent. On your second tier, up to 24,000. And then 15 on the third, 9,000 on the fourth, 6 on the fifth, 15 on the seventh, and 30,000 on the seventh tier. So your seventh tier is actually your most profitable tier. And that's per person. So let's say you got 100 agents on your seventh tier. That would be 3 million Rand a year just on the agents on your seventh tier. Okay, so what's the catch? Because this just sounds like unbelievably too good to be true. Here's the catch. Okay, on the right-hand side of that slide, you're going to see numbers. Personal qualifying agent count needed. Okay, what does that mean? You have to unlock your various tiers in order to earn your revenue share on those tiers. On tier one is people that you've personally enrolled, that you've personally attracted. That's otherwise called your front line. Okay? On those people, you don't have to unlock that tier. You immediately get paid on all of them. But when those people introduce people, that's now your second tier. In order to earn on your second tier, you have to unlock that tier by having 5 people on your first tier who are active agents. What is an active agent? Someone who sells 2 homes a year. It's not much of a standard, okay? But at least they are including an element in their model that makes sure that people are not just putting dud numbers in. They're not sponsoring their granny and their dog and their brother-in-law who's never going to sell a house. That doesn't help the company grow. So if you have 5 people on your first tier, your front line, people you've personally enrolled, then you have unlocked your second tier. And then to unlock your third tier, you need 10 people personally enrolled, active agents. And so it goes down, 15, 20, 25. And then if you want to unlock your 7th tier, you need 40 people personally enrolled. Okay, so if we were to take the example that Brent uses in his talk, if you were to enroll 10 people over the next 5 years, just 2 a year, and each of those 10 were to introduce 10, okay, it's never going to be that linear, but just to illustrate the model, just on those 2 tiers, you would earn 2.6 million Rand per year as a passive income. You do not personally need to be selling homes in order to earn this income. You just need a valid Fidelity Fund certificate, and you just got to be an upstanding member of the network. Okay. So this is a tremendously exciting exit plan. You can continue working as an estate agent, but over the next few years, you just give a little bit of time and discipline each week. Not a lot, doesn't require a lot, just a little bit each week to make some phone calls, to invite people to this webinar on a Wednesday morning. I do this every Wednesday morning. The link is always the same to get in. You invite them to attend with you, and you have a few people join you. So you just do that over the next 5 years. You are building up for yourself an exit plan so that you can get out of the industry and still have an income. Does your current company provide you with that opportunity? That is an important question. Okay, I'm going to just hide my face for a second. The good news about this is you don't have to only introduce agents in South Africa. If you know anyone in these countries, or who is an estate agent, or you may know someone in those countries who would like to become an estate agent. They're entrepreneurial. They would love this as an opportunity. You can sponsor them. They can join your first tier. There are no geographic boundaries to this whole thing. Okay? So I'm going to go through the list and let this be a memory jogger for you. Do you know anyone who could take this opportunity in Canada, in America, in Mexico, in Puerto Rico, a tax haven, in Brazil, in Portugal? Do you know anyone in the UK or France or Italy? Do you know anyone in India, in Hong Kong or Australia? Okay, that's a good exercise, because maybe that just, oh yes, I actually do know someone. Well, introduce them. They could even come to this webinar of mine on a Wednesday morning, and then we can put them in touch with the broker owner of their country to give them the euro numbers or the pound, of the revenue share. We can give them that and what their monthly cost is and all that. We can get that information to them. The model is the same. Okay, so international opportunity, great. What are your next steps? Okay, let's wrap it up for today. Number one, get back together with the person who invited you here today. You're going to get this email from me with the follow-up resources in it. Now, I'm going to suggest to you that you go and do that little bit of homework. Go and watch that Gene Frederick presentation. You'll enjoy it. Having watched through that, in the next day or two, don't leave it longer than that. Get back together with the person who invited you here. Make a list of questions, and then they will talk you through it. If they don't feel like they're comfortable enough yet to answer all the questions, they're welcome to call on me, and we can do a 3-way Google Meet call or something, and we can chat personally. No problem. I am here to support you and help you get up and running in your business. Okay, so get back together with the person, book an appointment with them. Secondly, go and do your homework. Watch that Gene Frederick video and the other resources. And then why don't you do what Brent encouraged you to do? He calls it the Save Me Beta test, which is a really low pressure way for you to invite some other people to join you next week. You say to them, hey, I've seen something that I'm pretty excited about, but if I'm missing something, I need someone to tell me. And I value your opinion. I respect your opinion. I'd love to know what you think about this new model. Tell me about it. I can't even begin to explain it to you. Just, can you join me next week? And just tell me if you think I'm missing something. It's a very easy way. Why don't you make a list of 5 or 10 people, your best friends in real estate, other agents that you know, and invite them to join you next week. And you might find, boom, your business is being built already. Then you'd obviously need to get in and join quickly. And you might have a growing group already next week. So that's how simple this thing is. Then lastly, I would encourage you to start the enrollment process at the link on the screen. This will be in the email I send you. Why am I encouraging you to do this? It's part of your due diligence. You're not joining eXp when you fill in the form on that page. You are simply applying, and what will happen is you will get an email from eXp with the link to the contract in it. And my strong recommendation to you, as much as you hate paperwork, is to read through the contract. You don't want to sign anything or get into a company where you don't know what you're getting into. So take the time to read through that contract. Maybe you want to do that this afternoon or this evening. the way you get access to the contract is by filling in the form on the first part of that process. Okay, again, you're not joining. Don't worry about that. You are just getting access to the contract. Okay, that's it from me. Thank you so much for your patience today. I appreciate your time. I hope that this has been, as I said to you, a clear, lucid explanation of the eXp Realty model and the opportunity that it presents to you. If that is what I've achieved today, then I am happy. The decision is now yours. We're obviously here to help you to take the next steps if you want to do that, but we completely respect the decision that you have to take now. And we want to help you make whatever that right decision is. So, yeah, bless you. And I look forward to meeting you personally if you do take the journey. So, cheers for now.